All right, y'all, this is going to be my last reading. I'm sorry for talking to y'all like all of y'all was watching my last 2 videos before this one. Hey, busted babies. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. This your first time here? You're a busted baby now. So welcome. Dina loves you. I just did Kendrick Lamar. That was a subscriber request and it was only right. I did a follow-up on Drake. And now I'm done with the beef. Y'all, please don't ask me to read it no more. Not saying that y'all have been asking me to. I'm just saying if there comes any more else after that, I promise y'all I don't want to read it. And so I mentioned that I was watching, I was listening to one of Tasha K's videos. I was working. I need background noise. And no shade to Tasha K. I like Tasha K. It's good for me to just put on and ride out when I just need something because her videos are like an hour long usually. Anyways, I was watching her video from over the weekend and she brought up Brian McKnight and one of his concerts or shows being canceled because people just ain't seeing it for him. And as I was listening to that segment, my spirits was like, do a reading on that one. We got something to say. The ancestors wanted me to read Brian McKnight. And when the ancestors speak, I listen and then I act. They're the ones who can check me. That's it. Ancestors is the only one who gonna check me. All right. Ooh, that's stung. Do I have a cut on my finger? Damn. Even my clap's strong. Ooh, that extra Mars energy. Y'all know Mars was just reborn because it was invisible for 8 months. And now it was like, ugh. I woke up and chose violence. And that's why we see so much of it, because Mars was reborn or reawakened on the 8th of April. Fun fact, ain't it? Woke up and chose violence. Mars said, I've been asleep for 8 months. I'm at you. I'm outside. Who with me? And everybody was like, I'm with you. All right, so Brian McKnight. I will get the oracle cards for you first. Brian McRib. Because the ancestors want a message for you. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to speak to the soul and the spirit of Brian McKnight. Compel him into my courts, as I know how he feels about women of my hue, and I already smell his arrogance as my spirits are dragging him in his all white. He too has an all white linen. Methinks that it's because in his state, he's a 7-day Adventist, so he feels like he has cleansed his soul and his impurities, his sins, and now he is pure. And they're dragging him in and he's doing this way, you know, dragging his feet. He don't even want to look my direction as they're dragging him in, and they drop him right in front of me. And they walk away, because what you gonna do standing in front of Mother Earth? And he's laying on his back. And I don't have any personal beef with Brian McKnight, but the spirits inside of me, the mothering ancestral spirits, the Lama Damas, my mothers, your mothers, collectively as a race, our mothers, the divine mother, the Mother Earth herself, that allows him to be nourished and replenished by her melanin infused body. Even the sun is melanin, Brian. Even the sun itself rains down rays of melanin. And once they interact with us Black people, we get energized. We get powered up. You get swallowed up in the power. The problem with you, Brian McKnight, is that that power is what you abhor. You don't understand why Black women are so special. You don't see them as special. You was with one for years, and you never saw her as special. She required you to be something that you don't have it in you to be. A lot of men, not all, but a lot of men run from Black women because, I don't want to call it strength. We are the same as the earth that we live on. The earth itself, it is mass, right? The earth itself has a core. The earth itself is a very strong planet because it sustains human life. It has to be very strong and sturdy in order to support and nurture human life. And humans don't treat the earth well. Pollution, toxicity, and just overall disrespect for our home, what gave us life and continues to give us life. We don't even appreciate, a lot of people don't even appreciate the strength of the earth that we live in, its richness, how its seasons change, how in the hot, it's hot and passionate and strong in the summer. And in the spring, it's pretty and fresh and soft and feminine. And in the fall, it prepares. Animals, they go out and then they burrow food to last them for the summer. In the fall, we're telling you, we're about to go into our low vibrational state, just like a woman has seasons. Some men don't appreciate all of that. They don't appreciate the type of femininity that Black women are, because we're made of the same particles of the earth, and the earth is the most disrespected planet. How many of us say that earth is ghetto? We hate it here. 0 ratings. I want to go live on Mars or whatever. Because we don't even appreciate the abundance and the beauty that the earth gives us. That is what you are. Black women inherently nurture, and they require, especially our men, to reach their potential. Not all women, not all men, but the nature of us melanin women, that's how we are. We encourage our men. We push them to be great. We're supposed to do so lovingly and kindly, but even in a firm way. You're going to be great if you're going to deal with me. You're going to reach your potential if you're going to deal with me. You don't have a job? Why not? Go get a job. I'll help you. I'll do the resume for you. I'll do the applications for you. That's what we do. But if a man don't want to be that, if he don't want to be his potential, he'll look for someone to accept him the way he is. It's lack of accountability. And that's 8 minutes in before I even got started. And I haven't read too much into this situation, but I do know that he disowns and abhors his Black family. And you know, I hope that Brian sees this one day. I don't know which one of my subscribers be putting me on Twitter and stuff, but spirits, if Brian Mck-Li were sitting in front of me in the flesh today and he said, Black ass Adina, can you do a reading for me? I don't like that it's you. I would rather it be someone of a lighter hue, but since you can do what you do so well, can you start back at one? Sure. Spirits, if Brian Mck-Li were sitting in front of me, if he were watching this video, what message would you want me to deliver to Brian Mck-Li? Don't let pride get in your way. Huh? Yeah? And my African ancestors said that because you already did. You already did. That's why it's upright. You and your loved ones are safe in reverse. I pull this card all the time, and I expect it to be some kind of drama in my family. I said this in another video about this card. I usually say when I pull it, it means the opposite. Y'all ain't safe. It's going to be some drama within the family unit. It's in reverse. Confidence is your key to success. 2 Leo cards here. Don't let your pride get in the way, and confidence is your key to success. Brian Mck-Li, just based off the oracle cards alone, the spirits are ashamed of you, just like you're ashamed of them. All of your ancestors, I would like to gladly say, are ashamed of you. And I like your music. Before I did this reading, I don't have to like who you are to like your music, but the spirits allegedly have spoken, and this is story time with Dina. If you don't like it, take it up with your imaginary friends. Step out of your comfort zone. It's time to release negativity. That's what he did. You are very close to achieving your goals. Surrender to the divine. You are good enough. Somewhere within. Now, Brian Mck-Li didn't need this because this is energy that he's always had towards his family, even when he was with his black wife. I would love to hear her side of how their marriage was for 20 years because he always abhorred them. And he felt like being with them was the reason why he didn't go farther in his career. If only I was with a white family. And then he went and joined this church, and they fed into that. Absolutely. This is a cult. This is mind control. This is taking money from the black community and shoveling it into other communities and religious sects. That's what this is. Brian Mck-Li, I won't say that he's completely brainwashed, but he is the perfect candidate to be brainwashed because he already had self-loathing ideas about himself and his people. Very unfortunate, because who would you be if not for us, especially black women? Who would you be? That's why your career didn't go further. You say it's because of your black family. It didn't go further because the ancestors stopped it. And that's why you can't get on now, because the ancestors are continuing to stop you. It was one thing when you kept this shit to yourself, but when you publicly disrespected the mother of your children, you disrespected your ancestors, because what you didn't say is that you hate all black women. You don't even care about black men either. You wish you weren't black. That's why you came in white. See, other people come in white when they want to appear pure or they are pure. But you came in white because that's what you want to think you are. But you were drug in here. Feet dragging in the sand. You didn't even want to look at me because it was almost like staring into the sun. Brian Mck-Li, the ancestors wanted me to read you. And so I have no questions for your soul. I would like to give a message that the ancestors decided to deliver to you today. That's all I want. Spirits, tell me why you wanted me to read Brian. What's going on with him? And talk to me about his soul. What's in there? They said that's why we brought him here. We want to tell you what's in his soul. Because it seems like this is a bigger picture. To be honest, you guys, and my spirits want me to use this moment to be transparent. All right. I have always typically been an army of one, a one-man show. I have many gifts and talents. I'm a very talented Libra, and I have Venus on my ascendant. And so I have a lot of talents to exploit. And I've always been this way. I've always been very high achieving. And that's part natural and in part my family, especially my paternal family. I give them so much credit, my ancestors, the Williams family, because of the amount of pride they instilled. My grandmother, I've never seen her with a man in my entire life. She has 3 sons and 1 daughter. My daddy is one of them. But I've never seen her with a man in a relationship, married, dating, in my whole entire life. I had never heard her talk about a man. I didn't find out that my grandmother, you know, I didn't find out things about her personal life before I came along until after she passed away, and I started talking about it to my dad and his brothers and things like that. Well, really his brothers. But she instilled so much strength and dignity and class and grace. She taught me how to be a lady. She taught me how to groom. Well, my mother and her, because I would look at them and they were so beautiful. Nevertheless, I was brought up to be very high achieving. I had a lot of pressure on me. Always, I was being compared to my other high achieving cousins, and it absolutely made me feel like I had to perform. And I do perform. However, I am now in a place in my life where I have gotten to a point where I can't do everything on my own anymore, which is why I recently have been blessed with 2 new business partners, one a male, one a female, both Scorpios. Ironically, I have Scorpio on my 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Fun fact. But I have been saying for the past few videos how tired I am. And this isn't even a physical tired, you guys, in my soul. The work I do outside of this and the work that I do for you guys, because when I'm not on here recording videos, I am doing readings for you guys and other people that aren't my subscribers. I'm doing the juju. People call me, you know, when they're in a bind, and I act because that's what God put me here to do, and because I love people, and everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. And most of the time, I ain't never had nobody to help me. And I'm built for it tough. So I choose to be the helper because I love you guys. I love people. I was 12 when I decided to serve God's people. And I made a pact in the ICU. Anyways, I've gotten to the point where I can no longer build all the things or scale all the things that I've accomplished to this point by myself. And I think that God saw that. He saw how weary I was and sent in partners. To be truthful, I would love to have a companion. I wasn't in this place until recently. But for me, a companion is just like, I'm a tough girl. I go out into the world. I slay dragons. I build stuff. You know, I'm out there. So I don't need to be financed and taken care of, even though it's nice because it gives me the freedom to continue to create and to build and to grow and to serve. But, you know, when the world is heavy, I go home to myself. After I get a call or a text or do a reading or something like that from one of my clients or one of you, it is my responsibility to cleanse. But lately, the weight of my life up until now, because I've done everything on my own, even in my marriage, I have no help. I started a business right under my husband's nose on my own dime, on my own time. I didn't even get an input and advice from him. So I'm used to carrying the weight alone. And that's what Black women are made of, because a lot of the times we aren't given any opportunity to be soft. And we can't always blame that on the world, because that's how God made us. If we're strong, then we're strong for a reason, because we have a lot of shit that we can carry. Not everybody else is built like that. And so it's a blessing. But for me, companionship means I don't mind being strong. I don't mind going out there and fighting. I like somebody to say, you don't have to fight by yourself. You don't have to be strong by yourself. Let me be strong with you. So that's where I am, transparently. And it's unfortunate that us Black women are looked at like this, but did you guys not just hear my story? I just said I've never had the opportunity to be taken care of. My father went to prison when I was 7. He didn't get out until I was 27. My mama held it down. I've seen a strong woman hold it down. She's had men. She's been married again. And she did have a companion who made her life a little easier. Now, whether she appreciated that or not, I don't know, because I think it could have worked out a little better had she compromised some. But nevertheless, he set her up to have one less concern in her life. And so it's always taboo looking at us, you know, from the outside looking in. But do you guys know how much I would love for somebody to just say, you don't have to do it by yourself all the time. And I have business partners now, but personally, because I don't even have, you know, so I had to put that out there because this is an ancestral message. This is a spiritual message, and I feel the need to defend who Black women are and what we go through and why people say we're so strong. Do you know, you guys know what time I went to sleep last night? 6 o'clock this morning. And I was up at 9:30 because I had stuff to do. Do you guys know how often people call me to say, hey, how are you today? Mentally, I don't always be okay. I'm stressed out. I'm scared. I just did something that I'll tell you guys about later that's monumental. And so the weight of it, the new responsibility of it scares me. I have to step up now and take on more responsibility, not just for myself, but for others, and perform at an even higher rate, doing something that I've never done before. I'm terrified. But I'm doing it despite my fear. And I feel like people who have biases about Black women, please listen to the sound of my voice. I am very loving, but I also know that at this current moment, I don't have a lot of personal support for me. You know, when I'm, you know, tired and things, and I just wish people would see that, because it's really not fair to us for people to hate us and call us bitter, when at the end of the day, most of us are just tired. And we need somebody that cares about our well-being. It ain't all about the money. That's nice to be taken care of, but most of us don't mind building with you. We just need somebody to have our back. Brian Midnight, you failed miserably. Spirits, talk to me about why you wanted Brian Midnight here. Brian Mck-Li. I keep saying Brian Midnight. Brian Mck-Li. Oh yeah, and somebody corrected me on how I say Chloe. I know her name is fucking Chloe. If I'm in the middle of talking and just gibbering, if it comes out as Chloe, whatever. Oh, y'all Aggie. I ain't even mean to say that to my subscribers, but I was so annoyed. Like, her name is Chloe. Bitch, I know. 8 of Cups in reverse. So what I see with this is that Brian Mck-Li always wanted something better. He stayed in that marriage with his first family. I'll clarify this to see why, but he always wanted to leave for something better. He could have just been waiting for the kids to be of a certain age or something, but he always wanted something better, even within his marriage. challenging him. His something better is a mixed family. That's what Brian McKnight wants. He wanted a mixed family. And to that subscriber, I'm sorry to call you bitch. I just got hot and mad for a second, but don't you ever come correcting me on how I pronounce somebody's name again. I let a lot of y'all say a lot of rude things to me in my comments. Not a lot, because most of them are loving, but that's not safe for any of us. So I'm respectful of you. Don't come for me about no celebrity. I'm not a stan. I'm not a fan. I do psychic readings. I'm not a vlogger. Go argue with them. These are spiritual facts. It's story time. Don't argue with me because I want to love you. That's what I want to do. Brian McKnight always wanted a mixed family. Recent past, he said some horrible, horrible, horrible things about his children and his old family that can never be taken back, ever. And he's always said harsh things, always. And not if he's not necessarily he's always said harsh things, but he's always been harsh and critical towards them. What a fool. The spirit said in the near future, and this should have probably been the outcome, but in the near future, they call you a fool. Now, upright, the fool ain't really a fool. This is a good time to be the fool, because this is telling you to take a leap. Take a leap of childlike faith. You're a fool because is there something going on with one of them children that ain't his? Did he just recently say something about one of his favorite children or his only child? Wheel of Fortune, Brian McKnight felt like being in a mixed race relationship or an interracial relationship would have made him better in his career. Not only that, but he thinks that his life now is much better. And that's why he doesn't care about what people say to him online. He's finally better than us as a Black people. He's better than us. He's been accepted. He's got the family he always wanted, the lifestyle he's always wanted. He's been accepted by the people that he's wanted. Nothing that any of us say, especially Black people, he doesn't care. He does not care. Not one bit. He does care about his gig being canceled, though, because of his comments about his original family. Nine of Wands. Currently, he is on his defense towards the Blacks. He is defensive towards us right now. Three of Cups, external energy. Was there a celebration or something he went to that triggered all of this? A party, something? That could be his concert that got canceled, but hopes and fears, money. He's hoping that he can still make money for him and his new family because he's realizing now that the Blacks are no longer supporting him. If anything, Brian McKnight feels like he might have effed up because his core fan base was Blacks. That's how he made his money. The whites were not going to your shows. The Asians are not going to your shows. They're not singing your songs. Those were our staples. So what's the final outcome? King of Swords. Brian, you're going to choose violence again. You're going to say something sharp and hurtful again to trigger people. That cult that you're in, it's a cult. The Star reverse. This is usually a card of faith, spirituality, faith, basically, in reverse. And look what's behind it. Possession of money. And that white woman, that Asian woman, they sent her. You must have met her through them. Mm-hmm. Never fails. They send that devil in the red dress or devil in the blue dress, devil in the red dress to a black man who's already self-hating and self-loathing. They send her on when they want to trap and trick the man so that they can get his money. That's what happened. Brian, I hope you hear this. And you're not going to care, but I want you to know that when you cross over to the other side, there will be a celebration waiting for you, or a surprise party waiting on you, but I don't know if it's going to be a celebration. The ancestors, you're feeling a way about us, we're feeling a way about you. What are you going to say as your outcome, King of Swords? Three of Pentacles, the Lovers reversed, the Hermit in reverse. You are going to continue resting on this make money without black people. I hope you don't come out and say anything like, I don't need y'all to make money. I hope you don't do that. He wants to. I don't need y'all to make money. I got people that can help me. He might say something like, thank you to my partners or something like that. It could be him trying to explain away the show being canceled. Me thinks he is going to try to find a way to address the cancellation of his show. Because this is an aha moment for them, that the black delegation is his main bread and butter. You got beside yourself. One more for the King of Swords. You got beside yourself family. The problem is, though, Brian, I actually can't interpret what you're going to say, but I know you're going to say something. So I'll just say that you're going to say something, but you're going to be trying to hold back your rage against black people because you don't like that they don't accept your family. It's like y'all were okay with me before you knew who I was interested in dating. And now that changed because I got married to a white woman and I'm not interested in black women. In his mind, he feels like the reason that we don't like him is because of his interracial marriage. When, Brian, the people collectively, I think I would like to say that it's because of the way you disrespect your first family. Near future, the Fool in reverse. You're going to continue to make bad judgments. You're going to continue to shoot yourself in the foot because you really, really, really want to tussle with the black community and tell us how you really feel about our black asses, but you can't. You're going to continue to say things that you shouldn't say. Judgment is in reverse. Shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say that. This Eight of Swords is a card of self-limiting beliefs. It's like you tell yourself a lot of things about why you moved on and started a new family, but they're all rooted and embedded in ignorance. It's the best way to describe it. In regards to your first wife here, who birthed your first children. These are your biological children, the fruit of your loins. Your self-limiting beliefs about the wife and mother of your original children, and how you wanted nothing more but to free yourself from any kind of semblance of slavery to her, to anything else. It's like you were even, and they see what you're doing, but they don't want to engage because of the children. And I think the mother said that, the mother or the children might have said they don't want to engage because of the children involved, and he's still their father. Nine of Wands. Why are you looking at us like that? The Hangman. Slavery. He feels like slavery made Black American women bitter. Or what we went through, you know, slavery. He feels like slavery made Black people, especially Black women, bitter. And he doesn't want to deal with that. He wants to go, just like most of you who date out, and forget the collective trauma that we went through together. It's just that we don't have the luxury of being a man, period. How many Amasa's babies did we birth without our consent? How many rapes and beatings? We all went through that together. I know. But do you know that, Brian? And not saying that you have to stay in a relationship that you don't want to be in, and not saying that you can't date who you love. This isn't based in love, though. This is based in self-hating. Brian feels like a lot of black men feel about Black women, and it's so unfortunate that slavery made us bitter and we need to let it go. Do you guys let it go, though? When you use these excuses to date out, have you let the effects of slavery go? That trauma? Because a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you can give 1,000,001 reasons why you date white women as a preference to Black women. And it's always something, you know, they're mad, they're angry, they just can't. But to me, I recognize those excuses as I haven't healed from my PTSD from our collective trauma either. Because I'm doing everything I can to get away from the accountability of the woman that is in my likeness. Men and women, we owe each other an apology, Black men and women, and we owe each other some empathy and compassion because we all went through the same shit, and now we're all blaming each other for not knowing or not having the proper resources to collectively heal. We're all trying to get away from that trauma, but not doing it the right way. And that is through unity. That is through loving and healing each other. Love is healing. That's why I started this off by saying, by being vulnerable. I am in a place where I would like to be loved on because it's healing. And I've had a tough life. I've had to be tough in my life up until now. And I took a step back this weekend as I was handling business with my partners to take it all in, because I never do that. I don't know how to do that until I'm where I vision myself, and I'm not there yet. But I took a minute to take it all back, take it all in. And that's when I realized just how tired I was in my soul. Because now I have partners to help me go further in life, but to get here, I had to forge roads and paths on my own. That's why I started this off with that story, because I would love to just be loved so that I can, so that my nervous system isn't so uptight all the time, because I'm always anxious. If it's just me by myself, if something falls through, if somebody needs something, it's on me, period. I would like to come home and lay my head down with somebody and just have a little peck on the forehead or something. We ain't even got to talk because I don't want to stress myself out, stress you out. So let's just chill. Let's have a glass of cognac and, just, yeah, but that's all I ask for because Big Mama got Big Mama is good. But love is healing. If we loved each other that way, now, if you really genuinely love someone from another race, and if you were to say, why are you with this person? It's just because I love her. She's amazing. I've dated other amazing women. She's the one who I decided. That's beautiful. That's love. But when you say, well, I got tired of dating black women, it's better over here, you are also perpetuating the same PTSD that you claim black women do. Most black women want black men. We just want you guys to love us. We just want to be loved. You guys, you too just want to be loved, but you also want to be respected. That's fair. We can all collectively compromise and agree on those things if we wanted to. And so I really don't have much else to say from this reading because what else is there to say? Spirits wanted me to address you, Brian McKnight, and I did so. I did. And they wanted me to address the bigger picture at play here. Let me just say, within the black community, and somebody asked me to do a reading on why the world seems to hate black people and why we can't seem to get ahead. And I said this very same thing. We won't unite with each other because we don't love each other anymore. I challenge you all in my comments, if you are African American or of any African lineage or descent, Caribbean, black, anything like that, if you are of the diaspora or the motherland, and this is just a exercise for my blacks. I don't want to exclude, I check my wig on here, hush. This isn't excluding any of the others, but as a black woman, I'm being compelled to do this. I want my men who watch me or who are viewing this to leave a comment about something that you absolutely love about black women. And black women, I want you in my comments to leave a comment about something that you absolutely love about black men. And that's a start. Because then people can come in my comments on this video years and years from now, if it's still up, and they can see black people, black men and black women loving on each other. How inspiring is that? No strings attached. We don't even know each other. But I want to shout y'all out for this. Let me start. Black men, where do I begin? I think that you guys are gold. That's what I imagine you guys in my mind as: your skin tone, no matter what hue it is, your skin tone, the way you smell. I can smell that masculine energy, and even if you don't display it yourself, I smell it in you. And I always like to speak life into you. I love to feel safe with a black man because I do. My business partner was opening doors, pouring stuff for us, getting mad at, I tried to leave a tip because he picked up the tab because, I got you. But what are you doing? And for me, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna let you. I ain't got no problem with letting you be what God made you be. And that is somebody to protect me and to look after me. And that's what he told me and Natasha, because we're all business partners. I got to look out for y'all. I got to protect y'all. So, and that made me feel so good because we're all business partners. We're all working together. But this man still, was treating us with respect. He tells us how much he loves us, how much we mean to him. And I feel the same way when you guys are in your power. I love the way you smell. I love the way you look. I love the way you talk. I like the way you rumble in between the sheets. I love your strength. Your strength makes me feel like being strong with you. Seeing you out there in your element makes me want to take on the world for you. While you out there doing your thing, I'm behind you, knocking anything out of the way that comes for you. And because I love you, I'm gonna love you down. No matter who you date, no matter who you hate, I choose to love you. It's a choice, and that's what we need to do to heal. I can say, well, black men don't choose to love me. That's fine. Maybe they don't. That doesn't change the unconditional love that I choose to give, because that's how I feel. No matter how you feel, I feel that way. I love you. Black women, there is nothing more beautiful. There's no more beautiful piece of art than a black woman. Women in general are God's favorite creation because he can be artistic. Different size, different shapes. He can woo, woo, woo here. And then put us all like, look what I made. Look, we are God's artwork. And no matter what anybody says, your strength is what keeps the world going. If we all collectively decide to go to glory together, the world would stop. It would be chaos. We are the balance. We are the order out of chaos. And even in our own chaos, we still return to order at some point because we are swayed by the moon. So even at our highs, we still have a low. And even at our low, we still have a high. You need that to get through life because everything doesn't require a high. Sometimes it requires you to go low. And sometimes you don't need to go low. Sometimes you need to be high. Women can code switch like that so easily. And I've never seen someone more determined to survive on this earth than black women, because we know that our survival depends on us continuing to procreate with black men. Black men that date out for the wrong reasons, they are not thinking about our survival as a people. They go and lend their seeds to another race until their blackness is eventually died out, unless those children decide to return to black. We're the only ones who care that much about our survival. We're so loyal. Even when we're foolish about it, we're so loyal to a fault. And even though sometimes we deserve better, I commend us because we display unconditional love to our men in that way by being loyal to them and forgiving to them despite some of the things that we go through. That's what I love about you guys. When you dress up, you smell good. You know, women are the most beautiful creatures on this earth to me. I admire a beautiful woman. You know, I admire you. I'm not gonna want to take you downtown, but I might want to look at those soft tickle bitties. I'm not gonna touch them, but oh, she looks so soft and plumpy, and the way that ass just boom, 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 boom. It's beautiful. It's art. And so that's what I love about, it's just some of the things I love about black women. I can go on for days, but I encourage you in the vein of healing our community. Drop a comment if you're a man about something that you love about a black woman. And women, you do the same for these men. And don't let me catch y'all going back and forth and arguing. State what you love and let it be. And cheer each other on. But please don't argue people's, you know, well, if you loved us that much, then you would such and such. We're going to choose to not point fingers because that's the only way we can get past it. Somebody has to say, okay, I'm willing to drop my sword first. And for the sake of love, Dina will always be willing to drop her sword first. I love you all, even that subscriber that I cussed at. I was mad, but I love you too. I love Chloe too. Chloe too. And with that being said, and forgive me if I offended you, but I didn't know how to take that. You know, that's what you took out of that reading? How I pronounce her name? Anyways, I love you guys, all of you, and have a great day.